All right, so for problem number 7, we're given f of x. That's not a good f. That's a little better. F of x is equal to x plus 1 over 6. All right. So remember, step 1, we're going to make f of x equal y. Step 2, we're going to make x equal some stuff. Step 3, we're going to swap x and y. And then step 4, we make y look like f inverse of x. Okay. So first step, make f of x equal y. Now, to solve for x, I got to do the opposite or inverse. So we'd also do kind of the reverse of, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, of PEMDAS. So I got to move the 6 or I got to move the 1. So the 6 is easier to move. And then if you don't know what to do to move the 6, think about what the 6 is doing originally in the equation. When I have 6 in the bottom of the denominator, I'm really dividing by 6, right? So what's the inverse of dividing by 6? Timesing by 6. So I'm going to say all this times 6. And whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. Now, that works out good because what is 6 divided by 6? 1. What is 1 times x plus 1? Just x plus 1. So I get x plus 1 is equal to 6y. Remember, though, we're solving for x. So I got to get x by itself. So in the next line, I need to get x by itself. So now we move the 1. If you're not sure what to do, multiply, divide, whatever, look at what 1 is doing originally to x. And this side, if I say x plus 1, that means I'm taking the value of x and I'm adding 1 to it. To move the 1 away, I do the inverse operation of adding, which is subtracting. So if I subtract 1 from one side, I got to subtract from the other side. That gives me 6y minus 1. So I probably should remind you guys, like terms, I don't know what the value of y is. So let me jump in here. I have 2 markers in my hand, and I have 2 pens in my hand, right? So I have, if I put them together, if I add them together, I have 4 pens. No. I have 4 markers. No, I have 2 pens and 2 markers because they're not alike. So when we look in terms of algebra, this 6y, because it has the variable y, is not the same as the constant -1. We can only combine those if they're y's or if they're constants. They're technically pens and markers. Okay, so we just leave them like that. Now we're on to step 3. Wherever there's a y, I'm going to plug in an x. And wherever there's an x, I'm going to plug in a y. The very next line, wherever there's a y, I'm going to plug in f inverse of x is equal to 6x minus 1. So that's how you do problem number 7. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.